Yo,
What's going on with you, Mark?
what's up?
Man, I'm glad that you took my call, man. I've been watching your channel for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Kind of seems
What's
like
the deal?
my internet now lagging a little bit. Okay. All right. For the most part, man, I got my own capital saved up. I got around about 23K. So far the research that I did, Penske, Penske is the best price that I found. I found say a 26 foot for around like 30K, and I got them to talk it down to like 26K. So I think I'm
Okay.
yeah. So for the most part, I'm trying to look around to get insurance and all that stuff set up. I got my DOT number, CA number, MC number established.
All right.
For some reason, it seems like my computer is like lagging, it's echoing for some reason.
I don't know. It's all good. It's Gucci on this end. It's Gucci on this side, pimp.
Okay. Well, man, I tell you this much, brother. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it. So I ain't one of them type of guys that come in and tuck their tail, and when shit get hard, you know what I mean, they ready to fold out. So I want to say right now what I do. I'm in the construction trade. I'm in the union, so I make around $70 an hour. So I got my own money pretty much saved up, and then I've been doing a lot of research. So I'm trying to work on my freedom. So
How old are you?
31.
You make $70 an hour, and you want to leave
Yes,
that
sir.
job to do a box truck.
I want to have an additional stream of income.
So you gonna leave your $70 an hour job or no?
Not permanently.
Well, explain to me. Make this make sense for me.
So basically, right now, I'll work last no more than about 7 to 8 months throughout the year, and then on that downtime until the next project comes up, you feel me? We're out of work. So on the weekends, I got a lot of free time. So every day, every weekend I can go travel, pick up loads, and what I mean, learn the business. So that's basically what I'm starting off at.
Where are you located?
California.
What does a check look like when you work? A gross. What are you making?
After taxes,
What are you grossing before taxes?
or taxes, I want to say like 2,700 a week.
A week? How much
Yeah.
is that a month? That's what?
I
Two,
want to
four,
say,
six, eight, 7, 14, 21, 28. So 10,800 a month?
yeah,
If my math is right, you said
I'm
2,700 a
right.
week?
Yeah. Mhm. No kids, no nothing. It's just me.
So so and how much do you see of that after taxes? Do you know off the top of your head? 'Cause I know California is taxed a little bit
A
higher than
full
us.
40,
We at 10.
a full 40, I want to say about 1,700.
All right. All right. So so you seeing about 6,800 a month
Mm-hmm.
cash. All right. So you want to do a box truck business on the weekends,
Just to learn it.
and then what?
And on my downtime throughout my slow season in construction, I'm gonna just do my deliveries, and eventually, I mean, I probably can hire a driver to drive me while I'm at work.
You can start doing what while you at work? I didn't hear your phone went out.
Have somebody drive for me while I'm at work once I learn the business, because I can't hire nobody to drive for me if I don't know it.
You bought the truck already?
Next month.
Hmm. So you plan on leaving your job eventually, or um, I did you say something?
No, no, I'm thinking about what you said. I thought you asked me that question already. Um, if eventually down the line, that could be possibly a solution. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to create an additional source of income.
All right. So what you want to know from me?
Man, you've been doing it. I need to know the ins and out, whatever it takes.
Well, in order to whatever it takes means uh 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 full time. I'll be honest with you, a 26-foot box truck on the weekends. What do you plan on doing?
Whatever they have available.
Whatever who has available.
DAT load board. What
Mm. When you plan on booking these loads for just this Friday and this Saturday and Sunday run?
what do you mean? Come again?
Like when do you plan on booking these loads? Like what day? You want to run freight on the weekend, and how far do you want to run to? Because you got to be back work Monday. You know, running freight on the
Between
weekend is a little bit different than running in the week during the week, right?
between I want to say California and Nevada or Oregon or something like that. LA.
Hmm.
Nevada only like 2 hours away from me.
Not saying that there won't be any opportunities, but you know it's less opportunities on the weekend. Me personally, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't think it's a good idea, especially not to do spot market for the weekend. It's
Oh,
just not. It's not a part time type of thing. It's a full time type of thing. If you're going to make
right.
that investment to run spot market freight on the weekend, to be honest with you, and you know, there's
Mm-hmm.
going to be some fool out there saying, "Don't listen to him." This, that, and the
Right.
third. But any person with common sense is going to tell you is you setting yourself up for failure.
Okay.
You know, it's just like you can buy a box truck to run spot market freight
Hmm.
Saturday to have to turn around Sunday so you can be at work Monday.
Right.
I
That
mean,
don't make
like,
sense at all. You right?
it don't make it doesn't make any sense, bro.
Right.
What brokers you going to deal with? Who's going to pick up the phone for you on a Saturday? Like you know what I'm saying? It's just not, you know. So me personally, nah. Somebody else might tell you, man, you know, YOLO.
Hmm.
But I'm telling you, bro, it ain't nah. That shit ain't what's up, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, it ain't
Well,
what's up.
that's I mean, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you, man. If you know if I do decide to go with it, if it come down to it, I am willing to take the 6 months off to a year to you know what I mean learn the business. I'm willing to do that. So
How, let me ask you this: how much are you projecting to make in a box truck?
gross a month
Yeah,
or week
for the month.
for the month. Honestly, I'm not looking to start off big. I just wanted to. I mean, from
But
the
you got
information I found,
you. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. For the information you found, what?
I can. I mean, anywhere between 15 to 20K a month
Okay. Now, how much of that you think you're going to actually the business is going to actually net?
net.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the taxes in I want to say after the taxes in California,
Forget
23%. I got
forget the taxes. Forget the taxes. Just off the initial expenses that you incur to run the business initially. So, those expenses. How much you think you're going to net? Let's say you make 20 gross.
hmm
What you think the business is going to net? I'm just curious to see how much research you've done. It don't have to be it doesn't have to be a right answer, but the answer you give me will help me to determine how much information you've done because I know what the ballpark number is going to be.
I want to say like 12 to 13K maybe after everything is paid for.
So you're talking about over 50% because half of that is tempered. Half of that is 10,000, right?
hmm
So 50% profit would be 10 grand, right?
Yeah.
So you think you're gonna make more than 50% in trucking?
If I keep my costs low, that's
No.
the reason why I was coming in
Let me ask you
trying
this.
to
Let me ask you this.
not. Uh,
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Does that include paying yourself or no?
yes, because I'm gonna be the one that's driving it. What do you
No,
mean?
I'm saying does that number you said you would think 12,000 net. That 12,000 net that's left, that 8,000, did that 8,000 include paying yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So to make 20,000 and to net 12 and out of that 8 that it costs you is payroll, how much fuel what's your tank running on, water or some shit like that?
The,
You must be running on water.
co- the cost of diesel up here is about $5.02. It takes
but
like $340 to fill it.
here's what I'm saying.
$70.
An average about 25-30% of your cost is going to be fuel. Like you're like to make $20,000, that's a lot of driving, bro. So how like that's why I'm just curious. Like these answers, there it's just letting me know how much research you've done, and I like to see how in touch or out of touch an individual is.
Okay.
There's no way on God's green earth you're gonna operate over 50%. No
Okay.
way. I don't give a fuck who tell you. A motherfucker that tell you that, you tell them to come holler at me. I'll put 10 grand up and we can debate. And I guarantee you I'll obliterate them. They don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Right.
There's no way you're gonna gross 20. I don't care where you're going. To gross
hmm
20, you're not walking away with 12, and that's including paying yourself. Because now you either your insurance gotta be really, really, really cheap. Your
hmm
truck note gotta be really, really cheap. You running with water. You just putting water in your like. I don't understand. Like,
Would taking out my truck note help add to that or no?
well,
Because
here's the
I'm coming
thing.
in.
You
Uh huh.
got to have a cost per mile. It's costing you to run. It's not free to run. It's costing you. Fuel is going to account for a big part of the cost. So you're running for a month. You grossing $20,000. Like if you spend, let's say I'm just making the math easy. Let's say out of that pay, what? No, bro, no, bro. I'm not finna even sit up here and break this shit. No, bro.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Though your numbers is way off, bro. You're not gonna walk away with 50% or more than 50%, bro. It's not.
hmm
It's not. It's just not. No. No, bro. It's people that's making 5,000 a week and they paying themselves at 700,000 that are running profitably.
Right.
Average box trucker ain't making 5,000 a week OTR. To be honest with you, the average box trucker making 3,000, 3,500. The average box trucker. Now there's some that are touching 4 or 5, but the majority,
Right.
the average,
Mm-hmm.
about about 3,500 a week.
Okay. I'm cool with that. That's some. I mean, I'm not looking at.
The,
I'm not going into it to saying that I'm gonna make a whole bunch of money because it's some. It's a field that I don't know. But all I'm saying is I'm willing to learn. So.
that's cool, but I would, me personally, I would. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's people that's in here right now that if they could trade positions, they
Hmm.
would. And I'm not saying that to deter you. I'm not trying saying that to discourage you. Um, but I guarantee you, there's people in this chat right now that's struggling with this box truck thing, and they like, shit. If I make $70 an hour, guaranteed, I'm gone.
That's young movement.
Me personally, I wouldn't. It'd be different if you was coming from something where you making $20 or $18 an hour, or you didn't have nothing at all, and you had some money
Right.
saved up, and you wanted to give it a chance.
Right.
$70 an hour is a lot of freaking money
Man.
to make an hour as an individual with no kids. Me personally, if I were you, like my brother or something, and this is a person who's been in this industry, and it's not to deter you, so it's not like I'm, because people, bro, he hating on him. There's nothing to hate on, bro. I have what you need, so it's not a hate thing. So
Right.
if you were someone that I knew and that was making that type of money, the first thing that, and you asked me, man, what should I do with this excess money? I said the first thing that wouldn't come across my mind would be a box truck business. Not saying that it's not lucrative, but
Hmm.
there's so many other things that you could take and do with that money that'll be less riskier
Hmm.
and still maintain the job and funnel money into that investment
Right.
and probably be better off, right? Because you're leaving one vehicle, right? Because it's something that you said earlier. You want to create, did you say generational wealth, or what was the word, the verbiage that you
I
used earlier?
want. I want basically. I want my freedom because
What
at
do you
the
mean
end of
by
the day,
freedom? What does that mean?
what that means to me is when the job site ends, that's when my money ends. Don't get me wrong. We make good money by the hour with what we do. So I just wanted to have some type of additional income outside of what I do. You know what I mean? Instead of me having to wait till the next job come up and then you know what I mean, if that makes sense to
What's the layover between jobs?
you. It depends on what company you work for. Some
The
companies have
average, the
work
average.
back to back.
As long as you've been doing this, what's the longest you've had layoff? What's the longest and what's the average? On average, how long are you laid off for?
The longest I've been laid off was like about 3 or 4 months, I
Okay,
would
so
say.
that's the longest. And that's not,
That's
to me,
the
that's not
longest.
bad. Then what's the average in between jobs you laid off for?
Um, 2 to 3 weeks.
Come on, bro.
I know.
Bro, you tweaking. I gotta hit the button. Hold on. Where my button at? Your
He's like,
ass
I
is
gotta
tweaking.
You tweaking.
I'm thinking you finna say 6 months or some shit like that. You talking about two to three
There,
weeks,
there,
and you making
there are
70. Go ahead,
there
bro.
are some there are some guys out there which I'm not in that situation. You know what I mean? Because I'm a hard worker, but I'm just not trying to be like trapped in the
What you
system
mean?
where it be like what I mean like I gotta tuck my tail and you know how it is when it comes to politics, man. You say something wrong, then you're up
How
out
is
of
it?
there. So
Okay. All right. Well, you can quit your job and come into this volatile trucking thing. and try to maneuver through this. Not saying that you might swim.
I might,
Then
but see, here's the
then you
thing. I
might
don't want
not.
to necessarily quit what I don't want to necessarily quit what I do. I
Okay.
love what I do. I just want to have
All
that
right.
extra income outside
All
of
right.
what I do.
So what you want to do, that's why I asked you. You want to do spot market. It's not something that you can do one day. Like you don't go buy a 26-foot box truck to book a load and hope that the likelihood of you getting a load on the weekend and dropping it off on the weekend is not high. And then on top of that, it's not high that you're going to be able to consecutively do that every single weekend. Somebody said in the chat, those loads more times than not are going to have to get dropped off Monday. Monday, you got to be at work. The people that's running loads over the weekend already had them loads booked and picked up. Brokers, they up out of that Friday evening. You don't buy a 26-foot box truck to do. You can't treat a 26-foot box truck and a DAT load board like a gig. This is a full-time thing, bro. In order to get a return on that type of investment, this is something that you got to run, bro. And
Okay.
it sounds like you don't want to risk losing that job. That sounds like an opportunity that was it easy for you to get that opportunity?
No, it's a 5-year program through the apprenticeship
So,
for
somebody
carpenters.
said somebody said the average box truck is 5,000. That's cap. The thing with this person and me, I don't know who that is I got the statistics. I don't go off what social media influencers that sell you hope sell you. Majority of these motherfuckers don't even know what it's costing them. They not making that type of money, bro. It's cap.
Okay.
And I don't know who this is, but they can click the link and they come up and be able to substantiate that. And then I could substantiate it.
Right.
That 5,000 number is a number that's articulated online by influencers.
Mm.
If motherfuckers was grossing that much money in a box truck
Right.
and doing what they were supposed to do, why are so many people online complaining and failing? The key thing I said is average. But then again, I also said there are people that are making more.
Right.
The people that are making more than the average are the people who know how to maneuver. But the average motherfucker that's
Mm-hmm.
running around here
Right.
is making $3,500, $4,000, $3,000 a week.
Right.
Big Mark Link always gonna be pinned to the top of the chimney. You dig what I'm saying? And when you say that, you got to be able to substantiate that shit with fact. I love a good challenge. I love a good challenge. Ooh, man, my dick got hard.
Hey man, I appreciate you though, my brother.
Pause. No,
Yes,
we
sir.
ain't done talking. We ain't done talking. You can't run, big dog. Where you running to?
All right. I'm
So
right here,
now that
man.
and now that you know that this is a full time thing, now what you want to do, big dog? Man, who was that in the background? That's your investor.
That's my cousin.
So what you gonna do, big dog?
I'm standing 10 toes, big dog.
What you
Ain't no
mean?
ducking there. I'm standing
No, what
10
you gonna
toes.
do? What that mean? I don't know what that mean. Standing 10 toes. What does that mean? You gonna quit your job
When them layoffs come and when it's at slow time, I'm gonna be running it.
and you ain't gonna go back when they call you back in 2 weeks?
They may not call me back in 2 weeks. It's been a times it's been 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. You know what I mean?
Okay, they call
But
you
I,
back in
I
a
might
month.
think I'm willing to take this little downtime to learn this. Feel me?
But you invest in 30,000 or whatever you said to learn it. Are you measuring your risk?
Am I measuring my risk?
Yeah.
No.
What's your risk tolerance look like?
Honestly, that part I don't really know. I'm gonna
Exactly.
be straight up with.
So you doing like what a lot of other people doing, except you in a listen, in comparison to a lot of people that click that link and come up here when I do this show, you're in a
Yeah.
better position than majority of the people that click that link. Majority of these
Yeah.
people that click the link and come up here in that situation, they fall into
Hmm.
this industry because of desperation. They fall into this industry because they don't want to go work a traditional job and they want this freedom and business and shit, this, that,
Right.
and the third,
Right.
and all this other shit.
Right.
You are a 31-year-old with no wife, no kids that makes $70 an hour. And you mean to tell me you haven't measured your risk? You're risking $70 an hour
Right.
for something that's, if you do the research, and I'm not saying that you won't be the person that come in, I'm not telling you
Hmm.
do or don't, but this is what you have to measure. Something that's
Right.
very volatile,
Yes, sir.
something where the margins are very low, something that's similar to kind of what you're doing. There, you deal with kind of like you're in California, so it wouldn't be seasonality. It would just be based off of contracts. So there's a
Right.
lapse in between contracts,
Right.
right? Uh, uh,
Mhm.
uh. But this industry, you're dealing with economic downturns. You're dealing with supply and demand. You're dealing with a lot of competition.
Right.
All right, and you're looking to enter into a part of the industry where like you're really dealing with competition in comparison to $70 an hour. That's for the most part. If you go to work, do what you're supposed to do, mind your business,
Right.
do your job,
Hmm.
which the decision is up to you. I'm not influencing your decision. I'm just telling you what you should think about before making your decision. That's why I asked you, have you measured your risk and what's your risk tolerance and things of that nature. It's
Right.
things that you supposed to do prior to entering into a business. Your
Right.
your 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 risk in comparison to other people's risk is different.
Hmm.
Motherfucker who ain't got shit,
Right.
who's trying to come into some desperation because they
Hmm.
they heard something and they hoping it works out for them. It's
Right.
different. They ain't giving up $70 an hour,
Right.
and let's say it don't work because there's
Mhm.
still a learning curve that you got to go through. So boom,
Man, can I ask you something? How long is that
yeah.
learning curve? What is the average learning point? It depends on me, huh?
Well, no, it depends on you. It depends on factors that are beyond your control. A lot of brokers ain't gonna touch you. The the the
That's
the
that
the the
30 to
the the
90-day
the
period.
the learn might be more. You're gonna have to like the learning curve as far as understanding cost per mile, understanding the load board, building relationships. It's just a lot of variables that you're gonna have to master, and you're not gonna master this shit in the first month or the first 60 days. And all
Right.
these things that mistakes that you're making, every single mistake is costing you. The learning curve ain't free. We, in my opinion, we haven't seen the bottom. I talked about this yesterday.
Mhm.
You don't really understand the industry the way I do, so you may enter in a specific time. You might enter right before capitulation. You might enter in January. You might enter in Q2 of next year, right before the market goes through capitulation, which is ultimately the bottom. I think we still haven't seen the bottom yet.
Oh. Are you saying that because of the tariffs and just the
I'm
economy in
saying
general?
we're still going through a correction.
Okay.
You still have an overabundance of capacity, and demand is still very low. You're a consumer, right? Look at it from a consumer point of view. When you
Mm-hmm.
look at yourself and other consumers, are people really out here spending money like that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, everybody goddamn broke. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck. You know,
Okay. So
so
what do you move on the truck? Freight.
if you
Freight.
freight,
And if less people are spending money, it's less freight to move, right?
right? Okay.
And if it's less freight, but then you have more truckers, fighting for less freight, which does what?
Drive the cost that they're gonna pay you for your
No,
for the
it
load,
dri-
or
it drives rates down due to what? Competition,
because it's too many truckers out
competition,
competition.
competition.
Right. Mm.
So you could try it. Me personally, if you were my brother, my little brother, cousin, nah, I would tell you. This is me. You could do what you want to do. Me, no. $70 an hour, man. Look, move in a studio apartment, live. It's just you. You dig what I'm saying? All that excess money, we gonna take that. We gonna run that shit over there. Now, 15 years ago, I might have told you something different. I'm an older person now. I know how money works. I know how to use money to make money. So just because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a trucking influencer guy and I made money in trucking doesn't necessarily mean that trucking is always going to be the answer. I'm a straightforward guy. Just
Right.
because I do trucking content don't mean trucking going to be the answer. See,
Right.
to a sucker, they gonna always say trucking because that's what they do. No, everybody's situation is different. You make
Right.
a nice, decent amount of money. You have no kids. You have no wife. You can live very modest. You can have some discretionary spending that you set to the side every pay period for fun. And then you can take a large amount of that money and invest it into things to provide you that level of freedom that you're looking for that are less riskier.
Right. I was just I mean I don't mean to get off topic. Real estate, that's a heavy thing that I'm gonna get into also.
So you want to get into real estate and trucking at the same time? Man, you man, you putting a lot on your plate.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. If you knew my story, big dog, I done stood tall through a lot of situations.
I hear what you're saying, but you said you already told me what you playing with. And these two industries, can make you or break you. So you have to spend time understanding what you're investing into.
Yes, yes, sir.
So which one do you want to do?
Well, the plan was to you
Not saying
have
you
the
can't
truck,
do both, but simultaneously,
right? The plan was for me to get the truck and use the income to generate revenue, and I was going to use that to invest into. I don't know if you ever heard anything about tax auctions
but
and
but
tax
but
deeds.
but you're replacing one revenue stream with another, and this other revenue stream may not be as financially rewarding as the current revenue stream that you already have. So if why don't you do what you want to do with the real estate with the current revenue stream that you already have?
Because I'm only working 6 months throughout the year, and once that income goes away, then I'm just stuck.
But you saying
That's
that
why.
the average that goes away is 2-3 weeks. So if you work 6 months doing hard labor construction, you take
Hmm.
2 to 3 weeks off, go on a little vacation, and you right back at it. If you live modestly, if you and you're making 6 months consecutive to take 2 weeks off, I think it balances out. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think if you stay down and you are you take a large portion of that money, from
Yeah.
you living modest and invest it into things that are one less riskier, ultimately I think you probably see better results.
Okay.
I mean, but if you want to try the trucking thing, try it. But just measure. I would measure my risk. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I wouldn't tell like somebody, let's say, is a homie or my little brother or something that I really cared about. Nah, we look at what was coming in. We'll say, all right, this is what you're gonna live on. This is your discretionary spending. This money going over here. We're gonna take some of this money. We're gonna put it there. We're gonna take some of this money, put it there. We're gonna take some of this money, put it there. Continue to do that, and we're gonna take this money and invest it. You want to exchange construction for driving over the road. The possibility of you you bring it home about $7,000 net after taxes, right?
Yeah,
And how much you paying for rent?
man. If I were to tell you, man, it would be unbelievable. So I got
Don't
into
tell
these
don't tell me
apartments.
don't tell me nothing. A little or nothing. Man, why are we having this conversation, big dog? So you
I
already
won't.
you already in a situation where you have access of money to take that money. All right, bro, come on. Tell me what you finna tell me, bro. I just you want freedom, but you're not gonna be free, bro. This is the point that I'm trying to make. If you leave construction to get in a box truck, you're not free. Freedom is what I do, nothing.
Right,
I wake up, I come online, talk shit to people, challenge people, go to the gym, go to the grocery store, take a nap, ride my bike, fuck with the chicks, whatever. That's
right,
freedom. You're not getting a box truck ain't fucking freedom.
right,
You exchanging one job for another one.
right. I wasn't necessarily saying what I meant. And you're correct. What you're saying, what you mean by freedom, that's the correct term. But I was trying to say that I was going to use the revenue that I was getting from the box truck to invest into real. I just needed an additional source of income outside of what I did.
It's not
So,
additional if you're quitting your job. In order to be successful to get that type of revenue that you're making now, you have to be full time. You're not gonna get that over the weekend, bro. To go invest $30,000 to run box trucking over the weekend, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna even get work. What broker are you gonna deal with on a Saturday? If you're working Friday, when are you gonna pick up the load? When are you gonna negotiate it? What if you ain't gotta drop it off until Monday? Then you got to turn around wherever it's going and come back. What's the likelihood of things aligning in your favor every single weekend?
right,
It's not as simple as there's so many loads and you can pick this load up right down the street in LA, and there's always this load that's going from LA to Las Vegas, and you can turn
right,
around and then when you get to Las Vegas, it's going to always be this load that's going to come right back to LA.
right,
And you can do that every Saturday, and then you can get prepared and do your laundry and make your sandwiches and shit for work Sunday so you can be at work Monday. And even if that was the case, who's going to invest that type of money to do that shit one day a week? And what type of money you think you're going to make to do something that's that expedited and make enough money to be able to do the real estate thing? Nah, bro. That shit don't make no sense. Hell no, boy. Your ass tweaking. Now you can go let somebody tell you something else. Cool. I ain't gonna steer you wrong, big dog. Me personally, man, I take that 70. You already said you're not paying rent, so I don't know what your living situation is. You say you're not paying rent or you paying minimum rent?
Minimum.
Less than 1,000?
Yeah,
Less than 750?
around there.
So you paying 750 a month. You bringing in net about 7,000 a month.
Yeah,
So 10% of 10% of the money you bringing in is going to rent. What type of car you drive? What's your car note? You got a car note?
I paid all my. I got all that shit out of my system.
So you got no car note. What's your car insurance looking like?
I want to say like 500 right now.
500 a month. What the fuck you
Mm-hmm.
driving? You 31. You got a Hellcat.
You already know.
All right. See
Paid,
see see see.
paid
Let's
for
go.
them. Paid for.
I'm an
I
OG,
paid
so
for.
you know I don't like Hellcats. It's too much noise. You fucking making all these little black circles in the street.
I'm
Zzz,
not one of them that really know this
vroom.
stuff.
I don't like. Get you a sedan. Get you a sedan. What are you talking about? You got a Hellcat, so now you paying all this exorbitant. Nigga, I got shit that I ain't pay that much. This way cost more than that. Like
You
how do
know,
y'all pay $500 for a goddamn Chrysler?
but I know, man.
Bro, so you paying $500 for the goddamn
So let me
zip.
ask you this question: Do you are you saying I shouldn't invest my money? Is
I'm
that
telling you,
that's
no, I'm telling you to invest your money.
okay?
So you,
The
I
light.
just told
What
you,
I'm saying,
take,
what I'm saying is, I woke up one day after getting all that shit out of my system. You still got to get up and go work
appreciate
for
it.
somebody.
What?
After all them cars that I got, or I got two nice cars, both paid off. I woke up one day, I spent that money and invested.
So what's the other car?
I tell you that, man.
Is it a sedan?
No,
Another sports car?
no, it's a
A
hybrid.
old, a hybrid? Why you? What is it, a Camry?
It's a Beamer.
What the insurance is on that?
Well, look, I get
No,
what you're
no,
saying,
no,
man.
no, 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 no. We here now, nigga. Did I give
You
you
know,
it?
we
Did
look,
I?
listen,
Did I?
we carry,
Did I send
we
you an
carry,
invoice?
listen, we carry,
No,
we
we
carry.
kicking it. We players. We players. No, cause I gotta get you together. We players. What's the insurance on it, big dog? It's more than
Look,
500. No,
it's
no.
it's it's parked, man. I got to put up in the storage unit. Nobody can get to it.
So you ain't even got it insured.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, see, yeah, you really tweaking. You fucked up out here in these streets. Not from a money perspective, but from a mind perspective. See, you going back to what we
Yeah,
was talking about earlier. See, you done tweaked
yeah,
somewhere. You done tweaked somewhere along the lines. And you
right,
finna tweak again.
right.
You ain't got no OGs. You ain't got no older brother or nothing.
Man, ain't nobody listen. I came from nothing, big dog. Ain't nobody ever put no money in my pocket, no none of
I
that.
ain't asked you
So
about no money. I'm asking you about this game.
about
This
the
shit that
game
I'm.
of life, no.
All right, so boom. You got two cars and you renting a room?
I mean, shit. I'm partnered up with somebody.
Oh, so you
We
got
going in on.
your old
Yeah,
lady? Your old lady?
yeah.
Oh, you got a
So,
partner. You got a
no,
partner. Huh?
no, man. I really don't look.
Oh,
Yes,
oh, oh. Wait, no, no
it's
judgment. No
look.
judgments. This is no
I'm
judgment
no,
zone.
no. It's not on that type of level. I'm an old lady, but I really don't like feeling my finances. You feel me on here?
But you watch the show though, bro. In order for me to
I
give you
do.
the
I do.
information that you need, a lot of people can't afford to invest into a business. A big part of why another reason a lot of people fail, robbing from the sustainability of the business to cover they cost of living. So it's not
Right.
like I'm trying to be nosy.
Right.
A lot of people fail because their cost of living is somewhere when they enter into the business. And then they
Mhm.
rob from the business because they thinking, oh, well, I am the business. The business has
Mhm.
no cash flow because they taking from it to pay the Hellcat note. What you got, an
That,
i7? You
that,
probably got an
that,
i7 or some shit like that. You know what
nah, it's
I'm
an
saying?
I8,
An
but
i8,
I,
right? So you got an
I
i8.
put,
I knew.
I paid.
Okay,
But what I'm letting you know is I made sure everything was paid off before I stepped into that route.
hold on, big dog. Hold on. All right, man. You got it, big dog.
I'm just saying, man. I know you said it was a learning curve, and I was willing to do it on my downtime. You know what I mean?
But
When
I'm
I'm not
just, I'm
working.
just, I'm just thinking about this crib, and I'm just like, what? You could have probably been already did that, bro.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I fucked up. I
I, I,
just
I
worked.
can't, I
Look,
can't. Like, I'm not finna sit up here and you know. And now you looking for a won't bam, thank you, ma'am, to expedite your time to get you to feel to acquire the shit that you feel like you should have been had already. You thinking the box
hmm
truck is gonna expedite it, and it's not.
I'm not saying it's gonna expedite it, but have just. I mean, everything you said was right. It's still a learning curve. It's a full time thing. You're not just gonna come in
Yeah.
and think you
Me
just
me personally, bro, I would just me I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. 70 is 70 an hour.
right.
So if you're not gonna do it on the weekend, now that you know it's not a weekend thing, what are
hmm
you gonna do now? That's the
I mean,
basic the question I'm asking you.
real
What are you gonna
estate.
do now?
I
So you
mean,
don't want to
tax
do the
auctions.
I'm talking about as far as the box truck thing. What's
I
wrong?
don't know, man. Yeah, cause you in my head now, man. You got me thinking.
Why? What am I in your head doing? Pause.
Oh, go walk with daddy over there. My cousin kids. You right, man. I think honestly, bro, I still desire to do this.
All right, so now that you know you need to do it more full time, the investment is not. It's like to do it one day at a week. What's the plan now?
Well, I have some downtime coming up on this project that I'm on right now.
Okay.
It's getting ready to end in about 4 weeks, I would say,
All right.
and we're gonna have like a few months off until our next one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was trying to go and get the truck next month, and then I was gonna start having to get the loads and all that stuff.
All right. So you get the truck, you make the investment, you spend the money. 3 weeks they call you back. Now what?
How you know it's 3 weeks?
For it could be anything. It could be 3 weeks. If it's 3 weeks, then what? Here's the thing. This is part of
Oh,
the risk that your analysis when you start a
hmm
business. This is your risk assessment.
hmm
3 weeks they call you. All right, man. We got this 7 month contract. What you gonna do?
I might,
Because
I'll be willing to turn it down.
mm,
Just that one only.
all right. So 3 more weeks after that, they call you with another opportunity. Or let's say they don't call you. Let's
hmm
say 6 months, they just don't even call you no more because you turned this one down. But in 6 months, you looking for that call.
Mm. There's more than one company out here that I can work for, and I got a good rapport with. There's just that company now. So
Okay. Well, if you're willing to take the risk and to make the initial investment and walk away from $70 an hour,
I'm not saying that I'm gonna walk
I'm
away
not.
from it permanently. It's the learning curve that I want to get to, and then I can
Mhm.
transition my way back and have
I think
somebody in
I
the truck.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck
Hmm.
with you. And even if you go with whoever that was earlier and you make $5,000 a
Yes, sir.
week
Hmm.
consistently, you're not going to be able to pay yourself what you're paying yourself now. Yourself, you're not going to pay. You're not going to be able to pay yourself $7,000 right now. After you get paid, you're walking away with about 7 grand after taxes. If you make $5,000 a week, 4 weeks out of the month,
Hmm.
we're talking about your business, whatever you name it,
Hmm.
get it out the mud truck and LLC.
Hmm.
You're not going to be, that business is not going to be able to and be able to sustain with 5,000 a week. You're not going to be able to pay yourself $7,000 a month.
So, I mean, I'm
Do you understand what I say? Yourself, do you understand what I'm saying? No.
no, I don't
Okay,
get what you
so
mean by that.
20 grand. There's
Yeah.
expenses, there's fixed costs, there's variable costs. I'm not going to go
Hmm.
through all of them, but
Right.
you got to recoup the initial cost of the truck
Right.
payment, insurance, fuel, food, maintenance,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. Tolls, factoring fees, so on and so forth. Are you going to do dispatch yourself or are you going to have a dispatcher?
My cousin has his broker license that he was working on.
What does that got to do with a dispatcher?
It cuts out. I'm trying to get the middleman cut out.
You say he's going to get his broker license.
Yeah.
So he's going to broker loads.
Yeah.
I asked you about a
If, I,
dispatcher.
if I'm not mistaken, they it's like a little program they go through. They get like fucking certified and get access to load boards and all that stuff.
So here's the point.
Familiar with it.
Even if you use this person, you got to pay him
That's fine.
10%, whatever. All the other costs, you saying it's fine now because you ain't been out there to see how quick these costs add up. So now after all your fixed and variable costs, guess what? You still
Hmm.
got bills and shit. You got a partner. You got to pay rent. You got to pay insurance. You got to get food for the crib. Whatever. You got to pay yourself, right?
Yeah.
After all the expenses, fixed and variable expenses, you still think it's going to be enough in there to pay yourself $7,000 a month and still be able to cash flow the business? You understand what cash flow is, right?
No.
Money that
Yeah.
the business needs to survive.
Survive. Okay.
So the business bank account should constantly be growing with money.
Okay.
Because if something let's see the truck breaks down in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, tow. What you think a tow cost?
Yeah. That motherfucker costs a couple of hundred on a regular car, so I can only imagine what it costs on a box truck.
Okay, just take a wild guess.
I just say is like 700, 600, 700.
You
I
might
don't
be
know.
lucky.
I, I
That's
don't
the
know.
thing. If you breaking down in the middle of the night in the middle of nowhere,
Hmm.
well, the nearest town might be 75 miles. You gonna pay that motherfucker whatever he tell you to pay him.
Right.
I know people that $5,000. I've had somebody come up here that paid $5,000 for a tow. They needed a winch in a tow. I've had people that come up here, truck broke down in the middle of no 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. You get told into some town in the middle of nowhere. Now you gotta take a plane home. You gotta take an Uber to the airport. You gotta fly back. Whatever he tell you to fix that motherfucker, you gonna pay him. You ain't finna tow that motherfucker cross country.
Right.
That's why you need cash flow. I'm just giving you. I'm giving you. I'm purposely giving you real scenarios, but I'm giving you very, 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 very. I'm giving you scenarios. It's not necessarily meant to scare you, but kind of meant to give you the reality so you understand. This shit happens. It happens often. Trucks are gonna break down. It's gonna break down. Most of the times when a truck break down, especially if you OTR, the likelihood of it breaking down and you on a run from South Dakota or from Iowa going to, let's say, Ohio, of the truck actually breaking down while you're passing through Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
most time motherfucker gonna break down in the middle of nowhere. So now you making $7,000 take home currently right now as a construction worker. This is after taxes. Now if you're fine with making less money, now if this was your mindset. If you came up to me and said, "Look, I already know I'm taking a huge loss. I know I'm gonna make less money than what I'm making currently at my job,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm willing to do that because I have a plan. Here it is." You didn't say that.
Right.
See, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm gonna let it play out. See, if you would
Right.
have came up and said, "Yo, I look, Mark, I did everything. I done measured my risk, the business plan, like, yeah, I already know I'm gonna make less money than what I'm currently making. I know my take home is gonna be less, far less, but that's okay because I've already allotted X amount of dollars to the side to be able to withstand this period of time because this is my plan. My plan is to start here, conquer the learning curve. I have enough money to conquer the learning curve, and
Right.
and, and to be able to afford my bills at home. And
Right.
in year one, hopefully, I can conquer the learning curve. I understand that it's very competitive, so I'm gonna come in with a low cost of entry, as low as possible. And after year one, going into year two, maybe around the 15 to 18 month, if everything is goes the way I plan, I look to acquire a second truck. Hopefully, this truck is recouped because I plan to aggressively reinvest back into the company by sacrificing and living like a Viking and being a minimalist. And then I'm gonna get that second truck, and then I'm gonna duplicate the process of the first truck, and hopefully, in by truck 3 or by truck 4, and by year 3, I should be profitable or paying myself. The company should be paying me what I was able to get paid and net when I was a construction worker. Now, if you would have came to me, that this conversation would have went different because here's an individual who understands what they're investing in, and they have a plan. And if you have a plan, then I'm gonna look at you different. Right now, I feel like you chasing something, and you admitted it. I fucked up before. I had the wrong mindset before. But I want this. You use the word freedom. You use this, you use that. And I'm like, shit, if you making $70 an hour and your rent is only $750 a month, 10% of the money you bring home is going to rent. You should already be investing your money into other things anyway. I don't see what the problem is. The last thing that I would
I
be
would.
thinking about is a
Yeah,
damn
I
box truck.
wouldn't. I didn't have that mindset, and now I do. That's why I was. We get older, we grow, we get wiser.
Yeah. So if you plan on running and scaling and going through the risk and the learning curve, and you have a plan, and this was your goal, then that's one thing. But that's not what your plan was. So that's why my answers are what they are. And I don't think that that would be in your plan now. That even I said that, I don't even think you would alter your plan because I don't think that's what your goal is. Your goal ain't to really scale. Your goal was to replace one thing for another. Because even if you would have said, "Yo, I would have not sided with you on this," but to create a another stream of income would have been, this is how that conversation would have went. Man, Mark, I want to get a second stream of income. I'm gonna keep my job. I'm gonna buy a box truck. I'm gonna put a driver in it. That's adding an additional stream of revenue. You said I want to add
Yeah,
additional stream of revenue, but you didn't. You
but
replacing one thing
but
for
you
another.
made sense. Well, you made sense. How can you hire somebody to drive for you if you don't know the business yourself? And that's
Right.
why I was saying the learning curve. There's a learning
Okay.
curve that I was trying to go through on my downtime to learn it and come back to the construction trade and have somebody in the truck while I'm doing it.
But here's the thing: if your downtime is 30 days or 60 days, that's not enough learning. You gotta at least be out here at least a year. You gotta see how the seasonality affects your business. You gotta understand and build relationships. You gotta conquer the initial learning curve when you're just completely just 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 you don't know shit. You're just a novice. You don't know nothing. There's different phases that you're gonna go through, and if you expedite it, you're not gonna be fully aware and informed of what's out here. The art of negotiation. You have to fall on your face to be able to learn how to negotiate. Man, a year, big dog. At least you got two paid off cars. You got a Hellcat. You got an I8. Sell your cars. Take the 23 that you got with the money from the sale of the vehicles. Now you got more money. I don't understand. You got more money to invest and to do the real estate thing. If that's what you want to do, me personally, I don't like. I wouldn't real estate right now. I don't, but I, it's a different talk for a different day. But
Right.
I don't understand. Like, you got a car that's in storage that you're not driving, that you're not paying insurance on. That you could probably, I don't know what year it is, but if you're not driving it, you're not paying insurance on it. Why don't you sell it?
Give me a second. So,
You sound like you outgrew the Hellcat.
yeah,
All right, go get you a
that's
Toyota
them. And,
Camry. Go get you a
man,
Honda.
look,
Go get you a Honda Civic.
we always have like the impoverished mentality, bro. You know what
Hey,
I
bro,
mean?
get up,
Like
get up
not
out of it.
having
Get up out of it. Because here's the thing, and you can get all that shit back. If you ultimately want this freedom, then you're gonna have to make sacrifices. Like, I drove listen, the same pickup truck that I used to start when I was hustling on
mm-hmm,
Craigslist. I drove that
mm-hmm,
shit for years. The first car that I bought, when I said, "Yo, I didn't beat this car. I need a second car," I went and got a used at that particular time. I said I want to get something that's decent but not expensive, and I had the money.
right,
I went and
right,
got a 2-year-old Camaro. This is back then when the Camaros was the shit. So I went and got a 2010 and 2012,
mm-hmm,
and I got a top of the line. It was $25,000. It's 2 years old. It's used. I know this is 13 years ago, whatever it was, but I still didn't jump out the window. And I had the money I could have. I was bringing in 60 grand a month at that time under the table. But I still went and got something that was nice, was affordable. I put 6,500 down. My note was 425 a month. I'm making $1,000+ a day. I'm making over $1,000 a day. I could have went and got whatever I wanted at that time. I could have moved out the crib. When I moved out the crib, I had a warehouse and a fleet of trucks.
Right.
There was a motherfucker that literally came up here around this time last year and tried to crack jokes on me because of it. Oh, you stayed at the house until you was 34. Yeah. And the
Yeah,
first place, the first, hold on. I'm just giving you
mm-hmm.
something. This place that I'm sitting in right now, this is the only place I've ever lived. I moved here in 2014, bought this place, and I'm still here. Why? Because I built my business. I didn't go out and do things. I didn't go do dumb things. The chick I was dating at the time, she gave me an ultimatum. You got money, nigga. Why you still living at the crib? Nigga, you need to leave your mom crib or it's a wrap. I'm going to give you a few months. I stayed at my mama crib. You don't dictate nothing to me.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm building a business. Mama ain't tripping.
Right.
I can go wherever I want to go. But man, I haven't finished what I started here. I already have a plan. I'm going to get through busy moving season of 2014, and then I'm going to go look for a crib.
Right.
I was already looking for a crib because I planned on doing this shit anyway. But I'm going to stick to my plan. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Right.
With first truck, I'm making all this money. I didn't say, all right, now it's time to go get a crib because I don't want to take my chick to the Modi every time. Nah, fuck, we gonna go to the Modi on everything I love. Why? Because this money can be reinvested. The money that I'm gonna put in a fucking apartment here at that particular time, the spot that I went and looked at, and this is then, bro. We talking about 2012, 2013, was $2,600 fucking dollars a month. So you can imagine what $2,600 a month got you in 2012, 2013. I'm talking about 180 views. Corner unit, 180 views. This is what she's trying to get me to get. Can afford it? Absolutely. But now that's $2,600 a month that I could be reinvesting back into my business and acquire more trucks, ultimately to get to the goal that I wanted to get to initially. Because the one thing I didn't want to do is do things too prematurely and have to backpedal.
Right.
I did things the way I want. The plan. This is why when I did get this place in 2014, I am still here today. Right. If I would have did things too prematurely, I would have had to backpedal. Why? Because every business has have storms. I wanted to be prepared for the storm because I knew, okay, I got the business to maintain, and then once I go out and I acquire property, I live on my own, I got to maintain that shit too, and I have to be prepared for whatever happens there. Ain't no fucking landlord. Whatever happens, nigga, I gotta be able to fix it. And then every other property, every other asset that I acquired, right? Stuck to the plan. Didn't go out and do none of that. Then after I did that, okay, we got a fleet, we got a warehouse, we got a crib. All right, now, boom. Let's go lease some luxury cars. Lease luxury cars under the business. I ain't never owned a vehicle over 100,000. I've driven plenty of them. Never owned one of them. It's all fucking leases under the company. My position affords me a take-home vehicle. Right. I-8 will be leased under the company because the company can afford to lease it. And it's a write-off. I would never buy a fucking lease. Stop. These rappers will send you off. And they releasing the guy. Who goes and buys a fucking $150,000 calling a fool?
Man.
So I'm telling you all that to tell you this. If your plan and your goal is freedom, ultimately, you're at the initial phases, the beginning phases of acquiring this, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. I'm 45. I don't have any children. I have a wife. All through my 30s, I was hustling. If you watch the channel, nigga, I'm putting this God in, and people don't like me for it. Fuck them. I'm chasing the bag, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Anything outside of after God, nigga, it's coming for the bag. Shit. I hope you gonna be here when I get back. If you not, nigga, we ain't gonna share no tear. We gonna go chase the bag. I might have to cancel a few dates, and I didn't cancel plenty of them. Cause guess what? Something happened at work. Truck ain't back. Truck broke down. Some shit didn't happen. Whatever the case may be. So you got two cars. One sitting, no insurance. The other one, you talking about you outgrown it. What we talking about, big dog? You paying $500 on insurance for a Hellcat. You got an i8 sitting in storage. You looking at about how much right there on the Hellcat, on the resale, and the i8. The i8 ain't gonna get you a lot, big dog. The i8, you ain't gonna get a lot on the i8.
I only got about I think I got about 4,500 miles on the Hellcat, like I want to say like 14,000 miles on
4,500 or
my
45,000 on the Hellcat.
4,500. I don't drive neither one of them like that. I spend
What
majority of my time working.
what year is the Hellcat?
19.
Was it a red eye?
Yeah.
What's the resale on it?
I haven't thought about it yet.
So you got a 2019 with only 4,500 miles.
Yes,
Red
sir.
eye.
Yeah.
When'd you buy?
Same year.
So in 6 years, you only put 4,500 miles on the car?
But I don't drive it like that. I'm trying to tell you.
So
Like I be at work. I be at
what
work
you
24/7.
must got a beater somewhere around that motherfucker. What you
You said a
driving to
Beetle?
work?
Yeah. Toyota 2005 Toyota Corolla.
See, okay,
Yeah.
so
I,
yeah,
under,
so
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
okay,
What I'm trying to tell you, I get it. I'm willing to have that learning curve. I
all right,
get
so
it.
boom, you got the Corolla, you got man, I don't know on the Hellcat, 4,500 miles on a red eye. And you see, I'm walking this shit down. I'm like 4,500, 14,000. Now it's got to be another car around that motherfucker somewhere. All right, so boom, you ain't gonna get a lot for the i8, but you gonna get something. You may get some money for this. So I don't know. I'm just gonna throw a number out there. If you can get 50, 60 grand for both, maybe more with the Hellcat. I don't know what a 2019 red eye wide body red key.
Yes, sir.
You might be able to get you some chop. So let's say on the low end for both cars, which it might be more, but let's say 50. What we talking about? You got 50, you got another 20. Let's say you got 75. Boom. What we talking about? And you making $70 an hour. You sitting up here talking to me a motherfucking box truck. Man, get the fuck off my lap, bro. Man, get the fuck up off my phone or this thing, my camera. Man, get up
Hey,
off my
I'm just
camera,
saying,
bro.
man. I need my freedom, bro. I need my freedom.
Yo, freedom, nigga.
I need my freedom.
You got a fucking
No,
Hellcat.
no, that doesn't count. When you gotta get up and go to work for somebody, you are not free.
You got a motherfucking 2019 with 45 funky ass 100 miles on it that you just paid for and let sit. You got an i8 that got no miles on it. You got 2 fucking cars for what?
Occasional.
Just to say you got them and you want to sit up here and talk to me about fucking freedom. You know where your freedom went? In them cars.
I know.
You know when the best time when you bought that 2019, the money you was paying in that car, if you would invest into things that I was investing into back then aggressively, with the money that you spent on them cars, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
We wouldn't.
So
I just didn't have that. I didn't have that mentality back then.
So I'm telling you, and see, you didn't. I didn't know all this at first, but now since I know this, like, I'm still not going to push you towards a box truck. Sell the fucking cars. Take that little 50, 60, 70. Boom. Now you got a nice nest egg to invest. You want to hold on to the cars, quit a $70 an hour job, and come in to box trucking with $23,000 and still have the car sit, pay high ass insurance on some fucking cars that you ain't driving, and talking about fucking freedom. No, if you want freedom, you're gonna have to sacrifice initially. You can get all that shit back. The flex is when you can do whatever you want and just sit around and just twiddle your thumbs and not have to worry about shit, and all your bills is gonna be paid because you got revenue coming in based on the decisions that you made prior.
Right.
Nah, nigga, make the sacrifice. I'm still not gonna tell you to get a box truck. Ain't no motherfucking way.
You want me to come up off them cars?
I don't want you to listen. I don't want you to do anything. Listen, you know what you can do? You can continue to remain ignorant. I'm cool with that too. I'm cool with that. I like ignorant people because you the type of people that a nigga like me, I need ignorant people so that I can continue to make money. Because I want you to continue to follow trends and do all this crazy shit, and I'm gonna invest into the shit that y'all niggas like doing. It's just like I told Ken in the last live stream. It's a line drawn in the sand. You can either be on the one side of the line, make a smart decisions, or you could be on the ignorant side of the line. Either way, I'm gonna get money with you. I'm gonna get money off of you.
Right.
Which side of the line you want to be on?
I want to get money with you, big dog.
All right, so at the end of the day, this is what it is. So I don't want you to come up off nothing. If you want to continue to have a Hellcat that you've had for 6 years that you never drive, and an i8 that you never drive, just so you can say you got these cars, but then simultaneously say you want freedom, I like, what we talking about, big dog? You got $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 worth of fucking cars sitting. One of them is a collector's item at this point. And you want to go drive. You got enough working capital to nigga, you could invest it into goddamn it. God damn, bro. Listen, you could have took that 80, that 70. I was doing a live stream about a few weeks ago, and I feel kind of bad. And I was talking to Ken, and it was an asset, and I didn't tell him the name, and Ken was trying to guess it. He was trying to guess it. And I never told nobody because I don't want to mislead people. I know a lot of people out there, I got influence, and if I would have said it, they would have just did it. Man, that shit has doubled. And this was just like 30 days ago. That shit doubled. If you could have took that 60, 70 and turned that shit into 140, ain't no motherfucking way you gonna be able to get in the box truck and flip money that quick. There's other things that you can do with that amount of money and run it up a lot quicker. It's a difference when you playing with a bulk of money and you playing with a little money. When you playing with a bulk of money, there's things that you can play the game a little bit, certain games a little bit different.
Right. We talking.
Why would I go and I'm sitting on a 7-piece liquid or a 60-piece or a 50-piece? I think you could at least get 50. Like, no, it ain't so far. I'm not telling y'all. I regret. I'm upset that I didn't at least tell the people in the Discord because I'm like, damn, this shit done double. I was kind of, but anyway. Nah, big dog. But no, I ain't trying to get you to come up. All you can do what you want to do, pimp. If you want to hold on to them, so say you got a Hellcat Redeye 2019 with 4,500 miles, do it. Keep the car and try to figure out a way to become free. Man, everything for sale with me, big dog. I got two things that I'm holding on to as like nostalgic things. Like I kept two trucks. I really kept three, but I ended up selling one like another one like a year and a half ago. But I got two, and people like Pippi be telling me, like my OG be telling me, like, why are you just? I'm just paying insurance and paying storage and. But here's the thing, I can afford to do it because the reason why I'm in this position is because of that. So those are nostalgic things. The Hellcat, there's no nostalgia there. That
Mm-hmm.
Hellcat hasn't made you millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? There's no nostalgia there. Have you won any trophies or car show? Or like what have you done with it?
I don't do nothing but work, bro.
Okay,
I
so
had to get I had to get that I had to get that niche.
all
You
right,
know what I
all right,
mean?
all right.
Coming from a background with no money. Feel me? And my first time getting into some money, you feel me? I went and got damn,
Oh,
but
you
now
went
I
and
know
got that.
better now.
So you came into a little money. So you came into the money.
Like yeah, I wasn't born with it. I'm originally from Alabama, Mobile
But
to
but
be
but
exact.
when you say you came into it, that means you got like a settlement or some shit like that. That's what from where I'm
No,
from.
no,
When you motherfuckers say they came into some money, that
no,
means
no, no, no,
they got an inheritance or they slipped and fell or some shit like
no.
that. No, you
Nah,
earned it.
I got into the construction trade when came out here in California after I got out of football,
Okay,
and then I started seeing the money.
okay. You
My
went. You
eyes
got
got
you,
big.
you
I
had
had
to
to
go get you some
get that up out
vroom
of me.
vroom.
But what I'm
That
saying
vroom
is,
vroom.
yes, now that I got it up out of my system, I see the light. Like nigga, you could have been up by
Vroom
now.
vroom. Vroom vroom. You could have been, and you still can been, because you sitting on. Hold on, man. Let me find 2019 died. You said Challenger or
Yeah,
Charger?
challenge.
What color? Green.
What is it? Honest gray, silver,
What?
dark
All right.
gray, charcoal gray, something like that.
Ooh, boy, you gonna get you some money?
Man, that man, right?
I'm looking at one right now. $72. $72. $72. I don't know if this your color, but they selling this motherfucker right now for 72 racks.
Mhm.
72,000. Oh, 4,500 miles. This got to say, this might be your shit. You got your
Thank.
shit listed? Nah,
No, I don't.
nah, this shit here. This shit here. This here in Oak Brook. This shit is here. But here, this is a good comp. We can look at the comp. So let's look at the comp. Uh share. Let's look at the comp.
Yeah,
This
same
got this got
color. It look
4,500
like it's
miles.
black. It look like it's black though, but
Okay.
same
But
similar.
4,500 miles, 2019 SRT Hellcat Redeye wide body. Same spec. Retailing used 72.59. You could probably get 50, 60,000 for your car, bro. What we talking about? Do what you want. Listen, pimp. Listen, the world is yours, and everything in it. Sky's the limit. And you want to sit up here and talk about a motherfucking box truck business?
I mean, is
Get
he?
the fuck out of here, nigga. Hey man, y'all little young cats, y'all tickle me. Y'all tickle me, man. Y'all little young
Be
cats, y'all tickle me.
be revenue, man.
You want to hold on to that Hellcat? You willing to? Listen, you tweaking. You're willing to leave $70 an hour to go invest into a risky box truck business. Then lo
I
and
was
behold,
gonna
I
come.
found out you got a paid off Hellcat with no miles and a goddamn paid off I-8.
I told you I was gonna come back to it though. It wasn't. I wasn't leaving it permanently.
Listen, pimp. The more you information you give me, the more I'm telling you no. I wouldn't do it. You got working capital to make way more money. You got like I would stay at my job, I would sell them cars, and I would put that shit, nigga. Even if you put that shit into the market, you go hire you somebody that a financial advisor or something, and like even if you put that money into something very safe, to me you better off. It'd be different if you was trying to figure out a way to get to that. You already got it.
Mm.
You're willing to transition on a risk and still keep these cars. Your mindset ain't changed. Vroom vroom. See, what you thinking about is if you get rid of the Hellcat, them few times when you do have a minute to get in the Hellcat, you can't vroom vroom. And see, you in California too. It never rains in Southern California. The streets is real smooth out there and shit like that. See, that's what you're gonna miss out on. It's gonna be that one time you're gonna have the money in the account, but it's gonna be that one day where you got some time and you're gonna be like, man, I wanna go get in the cat. I wanna get in the cat, and the cat ain't gonna be there. But you're gonna have that 70 fit now. You might have 100. Cause what the shit retailing for right now, shit, they might get you 50, 60 for this. Shit, you could probably sell it on the street. Catch a cat. You might catch CJ on 32s, might come back for. He might give you 75 cash. You did. I'll listen, pimp. Listen, if it was me, nigga, this shit gone. I don't give a fuck about a Hellcat. Now I got 70,000. Won't sell the I8. Won't. I'm sitting on 100 racks cash. You got the Toyota Corolla. You driving that shit anyway. You got 100 in your account. I don't give a fuck about what a motherfucker think, and I'm trying to get to the freedom. Let a motherfucker think what they want. I'm in the Corolla, but nigga, I got $1 in my account. That motherfucker ain't got $1 in their account. Or you got that buck spread out, diversified into things that's working for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can quit your job and hold on, there's more. You make 70 an hour, so you're still adding to it. I don't. Just so you can vroom vroom once every 4 months. You bought it in 2019 and only got 4,500 miles on it. Now, if you want to hold on to it because you I don't know, but you say you're looking for freedom, right? You want to wake up when you want to wake up and do whatever it is that you want to do, right? All right. Well, it sounds like you got some decisions that you need to make, big dog. Ooh, wait. See, I went through that. Ooh, wait. That chick told me, Mark, if you don't get your own crib, I'm gonna break up with you. Man, I was like, that shit kind of hurt a little bit too, but I was running that bag up, and I said, no. I
Did you
said I
love
was
her?
gonna keep running. Hell yeah, I
Did
loved her.
you?
Yeah, I loved her. At that point, we was together like over 3 years, 3.5 years. But man, it's MOB, big dog. It's
Yeah.
MOB. It's MOB.
Right.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, if it don't work out, that money's still gonna be there. I
Right.
hate to miss out on an opportunity
Mm-hmm.
for something and the shit still don't work out. See,
Right.
I know how to manage the money
Hmm.
You dig what I'm
You
saying?
can't manage. You can't manage
You can't,
nobody's emotions.
yeah. You dig what I'm saying? So
Right.
and I might not be able to be there all the time because I'm too busy chasing the business. And at that
Yeah.
time, I was chasing that business.
Hmm.
You dig? So I know what sacrifices is like cars and shit. Like I started getting the cars once I got to a certain point, but that was never a that shit never deterred me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was too busy working. I didn't have time anyway. And
Right.
guess what? Once I started leasing luxury cars under the business, I wasn't even driving them.
Right.
But it was beneficial because there was write-offs for the business. There were good write-offs for the business. Leases anyway, they only giving me these types of cars I'm talking about, I'm only getting 8,000 miles a year. So it's not like I can really drive them anyway. So you already know what I'm leasing.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not, I don't understand this with this plight that you have right now. It's not making sense to me. to, to me, the answer is to me, I'm pulling
I
the
know.
trigger. I don't give a fuck about no Hellcat. I'm 45. I don't care a fucking Hellcat.
You said 45. I'm
I'm
31.
I'm 45, right? So even if I was 31 and I can listen, where I was at 31 and where y'all at, we in a different time. I get it. Y'all got, social media and influencing y'all and all this other goofy shit. Uh
You ain't
but if
never
you
had
all
no dream. You ain't never had no dream car that you wanted to get when you was coming up. Like you ain't never had that on your mind. Like no type of sports car or anything.
at what year? Like how old? At what age?
I'm just saying, doesn't matter. Like any type of dream car
Once my
that you ever
business was
wanted.
once my business was successful, whenever my leases was up, I would just go lease what I wanted. Like I'm past that phase. Once you build a successful business, you can go lease whatever car you want. As long as your business can afford to pay that fucking lease payment. So as a kid, yeah. As a grown adult with a successful moving company and trucking company, that's not like a want. Man, when this lease up, I'm looking at this. Call my man down, call Mark down at Joe Perillo. Man, this is what I want. My lease is up. This is the stock number. Let's see if we can get this deal done on the lease. When can you bring the car in so we can inspect it? When give me an appointment. I want to have that car ready, go in, do the inspection, so on and so forth, whatever. When you build a successful business, you can get whatever the fuck you want, as long as the business can cover it and pay for it. You are a 31-year-old with a dream car, but also chasing freedom. Listen to what that sounds like. You have the dream car and you don't have the freedom.
Don't make sense. I know it's
All right.
backwards.
So if you had a business that could afford to lease the dream car, that makes sense. If you had a business and you worked really, really hard and you built a successful business and you acquired the freedom and now you decide to go out and to get the dream car, that makes sense. But asking me, have you ever had a dream car? That's why I asked you at what period and stage of my life. Because if you
Right.
said, oh, in grammar school, yeah. I remember back when I was in grammar school, I wanted a Lamborghini Countach. You know what a Lamborghini Countach is? You probably never
Yeah.
heard of it. They
Uh-uh.
don't make it no more. I wanted a Countach. We used to play bingo on the school bus. You didn't see a Lamborghini Countach, but if I had once in a while, I see a bingo on that Lamborghini Countach. Yeah, I wanted a Lamborghini Countach. Yeah, this is grammar school. As a grown ass man who's working hard and has built a successful business, nah, you can go lease what you want. You can go move where you want. It's not a dream at this point. It's a reality. We don't dream as grown men. We go make shit shake. You want that chick, man, go get her. You quiet. I know I hear in the background. You could. I know if you was there by yourself, you would have laughed at that shit. I get it, big dog. I get it, big
Yeah,
dog.
my bad. I got
Be,
people around.
be safe. Be safe. Yeah, be safe. Don't let me get you into trouble, big dog. Don't let me get. I got to make it a little entertaining for the audience too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because you ain't sent me no invoice, so I gotta get a few little laughs and jokes, off of you where
man.
I can. But it is what it is. Now, get everything out now. Pause while you got me, because I don't do these call-in shows often no more. Because y'all upset me.
I
Y'all
know, man. I be
upset
saying,
me.
I be upsetting you, man. Like
Yeah,
motherfuckers don't come in, like they be half-assing. I got
yeah.
the mentality to do
Well,
it though.
well, do it then. Don't let me stop you. Keep the Hellcat. Keep the I-8. Quit the $70 an hour job, and go get a
No,
box truck and run a box truck. And keep that Hellcat that you ain't gonna never be able to drive because you're gonna be over the road, and that I-8 that you still ain't gonna never be able to drive because you're gonna be over the road, right? And that $70 an hour job that was there, that's gone, and book loads off a load board and sleep in your truck and eat fucking food at truck stops and take showers at truck stops, and yeah, that's cool. If that's what you want to do, just make sure you got a plan.
I do that anyways, Monday through Friday, bro. At the while I be at the gym.
All right, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do it. I'm just giving you the full spectrum. And then I told you ultimately what I would do. That don't mean you got to do it.
Wow.
If you want to do the box shop business, do it. Quit your $70 an hour job. Mm-hmm. What's wrong, bro?
I don't know, but you just gotta be thinking.
You supposed to be thinking before you click the link. All
Well,
these variables should have been in perspective already. That shit, life is a motherfucker, ain't it? When you gotta like make these types of decisions. Now imagine being in business. The decision is gonna be way harder. Because it might come a time in business, and I ain't keeping a buck. You quit your $70 an hour job, you keep your Hellcat, you keep your I-8, and you going through the learning curve, and you see your money, your working capital steady draining. Then what you gonna do?
gotta go back.
You gotta do what?
I might have to goddamn pivot and go back for a second to
Go
give
back
me
to
some more
work.
capital. Yeah.
But now you got the box truck. You paying a note on the box truck. You paying insurance on the box truck.
I'm not. No, wait a minute. I told you I'm not paying no. I'm paying cash for the box truck. I
You
got
gotta
money to pay cash.
you gotta see. This is you have to recoup the money. You're in debt until
Okay.
you recoup it.
Okay.
Just because you bought it don't mean you free and clear. You have to get your money back. So now you got a Hellcat, an IA, and a box truck that's sitting. I'm just trying to give you all the great. I gave you a great case scenario earlier with the plan. I gave you the plan that I thought you should have came with, but that's not what you want to do. But then now I'm giving you worst case scenarios. When you want to reach this freedom by? Like what age? Just curious.
I want to say in between 35, 36.
That's 4 years from now. You
Yeah.
31?
Yes, sir.
So freedom, the type of freedom you talking about is like my type of freedom or your
Yeah.
freedom. You're not gonna. 4 years with a box truck ain't gonna happen. Not in this market. I don't care if you have 4, 5 trucks. It ain't gonna happen. If you're running 4 or 5 trucks in this market, it's not going to happen because you're running 4 or 5 trucks.
Right.
So you're dealing with the rigmarole of that. Now, and I'm not telling you to do this, but I'm just speaking from experience. You could take that 100 grand. You could take that 100 grand, and you know, depending on what you do with it, there's other things that it is you the the possibilities of you reaching it are higher. Not saying that is etched in stone, but what it takes to get to where you want in life is going to take years. It's going to take years of building first, right? You got to go through the building phases, which takes years. For me to build a fleet and get to that point where I said, okay, I've hit the plateau, I've hit the threshold that I planned. Now I can go buy my place and do all the things that I said I wasn't going to do until I hit a certain threshold. It took me 4 years to hit that threshold. I created that threshold 2 years in. So from the start to getting to the threshold in total took 4 years, and 2 years from when I set the threshold. Because when I initially started, I didn't plan on getting to where I didn't know it was a hustle, it was a thing. I didn't. My mindset said, I could turn this into a business, right? So let's say 2.5 years from when I created that threshold and I got there. 4 years in total, right? Because we had to build to that point, building our capital, building our knowledge, building our relationships, building our teams, trials and tribulations, learning. So you're 31 and you talk about freedom, and by 34 you said?
No, I said 35.
That's 4 years. You think you could build a multi-million dollar box truck business in 4 years? Multi-million, to the point where you can build it, scale it, and sell it.
I think
And
maybe I
then
was looking at it a little different though, because
what were
I
you how are you
initially
looking at it?
I was looking at it as to maybe acquire no more than 2, maybe 3 trucks, and then using that income to put into real estate, like I was telling you.
Why don't you take the money from the you didn't
And
that help?
when I
Hold
say
on. Go ahead.
when I say real estate, I'm referring to as the government auctions that I was telling you about.
All right, so here's the thing. You bought that Hellcat in 2019. You paid what, about
Uh,
50 for it then?
come again?
You paid about 50 for that car then, right?
Hell no, I paid what they
60?
had $8,000 rebate for it. I think it was like 70 something.
You paid
So
70 for it then.
in total, it was like 8. It was 80, 82 maybe, something like
Okay, so and you financed it.
that.
So what do you think you paid for it after financing altogether? I don't know what your finance rate was. 100 maybe? 90
Nah,
something?
I had good credit, so my APR rate was kind of low on that, and then I was paying every week, so shit, it took the majority of the interest off.
All right, so let's say you pay 80 for it. With what they retailing them for now, because they've been holding their value because this is going to be like a
Yeah,
classic car. We looking at
yeah,
one
no,
comp 72.5. Let's say they give you 50 for it or 60. Like 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 that's unheard of. So even after having it 6 years, you're able to get back uh 2/3 of the money, and then you got an I8. So let's say all in all, we're just gonna round it 100. you already have your startup money for investment and to do the real estate thing. So you're telling me you're gonna quit us, and you have a $70 an hour job. Why would you quit a $70 an hour job to get a fucking box truck, to use the box truck money to do real estate when you already have something that you're gonna make more money?
I just didn't it's hard to let shit go, man. Like especially when it's something that you really done paid for. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's me and your me. I know me and your mentality is different. I know.
Bro, it's business. Everything is for sale, bro. If a motherfucker come and say, yo, we're gonna give you X amount for this condo, I'm gone. If it's 3-4 times what it's worth, I'm gone. And I've already made money. I've been since 2014. I bought this place when the market was recovering from the housing market correction. So I'm
Oh
on
yeah.
the upside. I never took out any equity in it. I'm in the money already. But if a motherfucker
Right.
come and say, yo, we're gonna give you 3-4 times,
What you paid for?
I'm
Right.
gone. It ain't no that's a that's a nigga, I'm gonna go and I'll figure the rest out later. Hey, mama, I'm coming home temporarily. I'm gonna take that money. Obviously, I'm gonna go buy something else, but like I'm not. Everything is gone. I'm not emotionally attached. The only two things I'm emotionally attached to is truck one and truck three. And guess what? At any given day, one day if I get tired of just paying the expenses just to have that nostalgia, which I've been doing for the past I don't know what 3 years now, man, them shits is gone. Any asset that I own is gone. Stocks. I don't hold on to shit for dear life. That's how you get caught left holding the bag. I'm in and out. I talked about that last week. I helped people last year make a lot of money. Some people sold, some people got. I'm in and out. If I buy something really really low and I'm up 1,000% on something or 2,000, some ungodly number, what the fuck I'm holding on to it for? It may continue to rise, it may not, but I made my money. I'm just moving the money around anyway. I ain't really taking. I'm gonna take a little piece. I'm gonna play with it, put it in the discretionary spending fund. I'm really just taking that shit and moving it somewhere else so it can go ahead and shake somewhere else. I'm not holding on to nothing because greedy pigs get led to the slaughter, and I don't want to never get caught left holding the bag. And I've proven that since I've had my content. I've proven that in trucking. I've proven that in investments. Everything is for sale. I don't get emotionally attached to nothing because that's how you get fucked up out here in this business world. If I see an opportunity, right, to acquire something and I have assets that I've made money on and I can
Right.
relinquish this asset to acquire that because acquiring that is going to be better than me holding on to that. I'm going to relinquish this asset, not going to be emotionally attached to it so I can get the capital to invest into that one because that one's going to make me more money than what I would have just holding on to this one. You chasing freedom, right? So sacrifices have to come and you're gonna have to know how to work with what you got. You're holding on to something, and I'm not telling you what to do. We just doing I wouldn't even say devil. We comparing and contrasting. You don't think like I think because you're not a business person. I think like I think because I'm a business person. Not only am I a business person, I'm a seasoned business person. So I understand what it's like to hold on to something and miss an opportunity. This is why I can confidently say, yo, everything is for sale. Don't get
Right.
emotionally attached to nothing because I was once that person. And I'm still guilty of it now, but I can afford to be guilty of it now for these two trucks. In the initial phase of the business, and you're chasing freedom, you have to make the right decisions. Real estate is going to appreciate if that's ultimately what you want to do. Now, the timing right now, that's a different topic for a different day.
Mm.
But here's the thing. Based on you laying all your cards on the table, and I'm a trucking influencer, but I'm a real dude. Just because I'm a truck influencer don't mean because I'm a real person, I'm gonna push you towards trucking. Just because. If it don't make sense, no, that shit don't make sense. Just because I do trucking content don't mean trucking is gonna always be the answer. Based on your situation, I wouldn't go trucking. You got $100,000 possibly liquid, plus $70 an hour, which means you can continue to add on to it. Why would I go fucking risk a box truck in this fucking market? Knowing what I know, ignorant Mark would tell you, yeah, go for it. Seasoned business Mark, aged 45-year-old Mark, absolutely not. Because I know how to make that shake. And I know what this entails also. I know what is required to ultimately get to where you want to get to in life as far as freedom if you go in this route. But with the resources that you have for capital, there's other routes that you can go that you can get there quicker if
I
smart
gotta
about
tap
it.
in with it.
But see, I'm not a financial advisor, so
Okay.
I can't tell you, what to do and where to place that, but I can confidently tell you because of my experience that yeah, I know what it takes to get to freedom in trucking. It's harder to do it now than it was when I started. When I started, it was a lot different, bro. My margins were bigger because cost was lower. Rates were similar. And across the board, we've looked at it from an OTR perspective, we've looked at a final mile perspective. So I was able to make a lot more money throughout the courses of the 2010s. And then I was able to take advantage of an opportunity on the exit with the pandemic and inflation. So a lot of it had to do with my entry, smart, but timing played a role too. We're in a different time period now. So to acquire what you want to acquire as far as freedom is concerned, in this competitive landscape, with the cost being the way they are, competition being the way it is, I know you're going to have to build. That's going to take time. But if I take $100,000, and I'm not going to give you anything specific, and this is a bunch of things. You could do real estate, you could do paper assets, you could do crypto. It's different things, and I take $100,000 and I put it into something, and let's say I put it into the right thing because I do some research, and let's say I get a 10% return on it, and I'm just giving certain things for an example.
Right.
A 10% return on it in, let's say, 3 months. It's different than you taking $1,000 and doing the same thing, or you taking $100 and doing the same thing. You're playing with a nice chunk of change. Even diversifying it, you got enough money to diversify some shit, and you're still adding to the pot because you have guaranteed revenue coming in at $70 an hour, and you live minimal. Your rent is only $750 because you split it with your partner. Your vehicles are paid off. You have high insurance, but you're going to get the initial funding from the sale of these and the Hellcat when it's depreciated, but because of the car and the culture that has made
Mm-hmm.
it what it is, you're able
Right.
to resell this vehicle 6 years later, and also because you never drove it, way more than what you would have been able to sell it if you would have drove it and the culture wouldn't have made it a phenomenon. So even with the Hellcat, to me, that's a win. You didn't drive it not because you knew that it was going to become a cultural phenomenon, and it was getting to that point when you got it, but
Right.
nowhere near where it is now because of the pandemic and social media and the fucking car, what they call that shit, the takeover shits and all
Yeah.
that shit. Right,
They got that shit out there in Oakland, but I
right.
don't
So
participate in that shit.
so 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 you unknowingly not driving it, not because you knew that you did it purposely, but because you were working, this all benefits you. So this is like, oh, I would say it was a good investment, unknowingly, unbeknownst to you at the time, and how you took care of it by not driving it because you were working. It was a good investment. I mean, to me, I could have took that $100 and put that shit. Fuck it, I'll say I could have put that shit in the open door last month when I was telling these motherfuckers and they was begging me for the thing. That shit would have been 200,000 right now. Now I said now fuck it. That shit was $4. That shit went to 8. That 100 would have been 200.
Damn.
But see, I know where to put the money at. I knew this shit was gonna run up. Now you wouldn't have been able to make $100,000 scot free in a box truck in 30 days.
I
So keep
appreciate
room,
you, man.
keep room rooming, man. Join a car club. Friday
Nah,
nights, meet up. Y'all get in a single file line and rev your engines and drive all
nah,
night. And
I don't
make
need.
sure you
I
get you a
don't need to go
360
out like
camera.
that, man.
Get you a 360 camera, stick it on the back window. Get you an Instagram page so you can get the content out of it. Maybe you'll make a little money off of it. Maybe you'll make a little money off of it, big dog. Make sure you get your donuts, get your donut content in, and see how that gets you. See, I don't get emotionally attached to cars because I lease them. Like luxury cars like that and shit. I lease those cars. And eventually I'm gonna just not do it anymore. Eventually I said I made up my mind. I'm gonna eventually just go get a Toyota Camry or a Honda Accord and call it a day. Cause I done did it. I'm not really into it, and I and got to the point now where I just take a Uber or some shit like that.
Right,
Eventually I'm gonna get to the point where I'm not gonna do that shit no more because it's getting to I'm not going anywhere. I'll
right.
just go get me a Honda Accord and just call it a day and not give a
So,
fuck about what a motherfucker think because I done did it and I know what I got and I'm just beyond that.
would you say that just everything what you telling me is a part of phases of life that you went through, that you outgrowing this, I'm
Mm-mm.
on to
Because I never when the way I came to trucking was my back was against the wall. I told the story. I'm not going to tell it again. There's plenty of
okay,
places on my channel where you can go find the story. So, uh, my biggest fear, which helped me and prevented me from making bad decisions, and was the wanting. I found this. I stumbled up on this, and I'm making the most money I've ever made in my life, even though I was working a job. So
right,
I don't want. I don't know. And this is the early phases when I'm still figuring out if how long this thing is gonna last or what's the end goal. And then once I realized, okay, and I did research and I studied and I understood things, okay, I can turn this into a business. Now I need to consistently reinvest the money that's coming in while I'm building this business back into the business. Because at the end of the day, what gets me, that feeling like how you probably get in the Hellcat is money,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I like to see the account go up like that. I wasn't in a mindset of taking the money and appropriating it into different things. I wasn't there yet. At this point, it was looking at that account grow because I got money in my account that I've never had. I've never had this much money. So the more
Right.
opportunities I did daily, the more I could put. I'm
Right.
not doing nothing else because I'm on this truck every day.
Right.
I remember when I never, at that point, I'm still under the table. I never had 10 grand. So now I'm trying to get 20 grand in my account, 20, 30. So this is what I'm shooting for. If I go spend
Right.
some of it, the money going to come down. I'm chasing
Right.
to see how I can build the money up.
Right.
So I wouldn't necessarily say it's phases, it's mindset. It's mindset. You know, different time too, bro. We didn't have a lot of influence at that time. I can't say that if I grew up in this society, I have a strong mind now. Um, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always gonna be transparent. I don't know if I would have been, you know, influenced the way y'all are influenced today because of social media. We had peer pressure. Peer pressure was the thing then, but peer pressure went as far as Jordans and back in the '90s when I was
Yeah.
in high school, Tommy Hilfiger cross colors, used,
Mm-hmm.
damaged, slick overalls, Billion Bay lugs, shit like that. Y'all laugh at lugs
Mm-hmm.
today because they sell it at Ross, but nigga, if you had a pair of lugs back in the day, you was him.
Mm-hmm.
This is as far as peer pressure. And yes, those things were costly. Yes, it was a sacrifice for my OG to spend $125 on a pair of mics. But I was incentivized to go to school and get good grades, and I wanted the mics because I wanted to be the person on release day that stepped in that bitch in high school and I had them on feet. So
Right.
now I'm gonna go get good grades. But peer pressure was fuck, nigga, you ain't got the mics. What they do? That's $125. Now, nigga, you gotta be 18, 19 with $100,000 track hawk. You got motherfuckers out here breaking their neck, doing whatever and ever, selling they motherfuckers
I
damn near
know.
selling they self
I
to get a
know.
track hawk. You dig what I'm saying? 19,
Yeah.
20, 120 some racks for a
Yeah.
21.
And
So,
we don't own them. We don't own
okay,
no
all
businesses.
right, right,
That's why I'm trying to transition my mindset over.
yeah.
And
So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like my time period and your time period is different. I can't, and I'm not gonna say, but man, if I was growing up in this time frame, I would still have the mindset that I have as a 45-year-old man. But as 30 years old, if I grew, I don't know because I didn't grow up in this time frame. In my era, nigga, you had to go get it. Everybody was going to get it. There was no gig economy. There was none. It was either you work or you didn't work. And if you couldn't find a job, you had to go find a hustle. And there was
hmm
nothing, no social media, no influencers hadn't been created yet. None of that shit. Social media was still very new, but there was no influencers yet because Instagram didn't exist yet. YouTube was a place to share family videos. Charlie bit my finger and your trip to fucking Disney World with your family and shit like that. It hadn't evolved into what it evolved into now. There was no live streaming. So there was no influence to you know conflict my decisions. Should I go left or should I go right? No, it's only go right or be fucked up out here. There was only one decision: work or dope. These were the two decisions. You gonna sell dope or you gonna work? These were the
yeah.
options coming from where I come from.
Man, for me,
It wasn't no, I don't want to
football was
work.
the
I
two
want, I
streets.
want freedom. I want to just wake up and drive my track hawk, but don't do nothing to get the track hawk or the money to get the track. I just want to have the track hawk.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have the drip to go with it. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't want to earn and work for it. One, because it's going to take too long. And
Mm-hmm.
two, because I just don't want to work anyway, because the people on Instagram, they ain't working. They can't be working because they on the live stream right now in the track hawk doing donuts. I want to be in the track hawk doing donuts with the drip too. I want the Van
Right.
Cleef. You did what I'm saying? I want it all, and I want it all right now. That shit didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I it's gonna be difficult for y'all because y'all have more thing that's conflicting your judgment. But the person who has a strong mind is able to push all that shit and be able to, you know, focus and not let the noise distract them. That's going to be the individual in 10 years that's going to be well on his way, or, you know, in a great space when
Mm.
opportunities are going to be less.
I would say I ain't gonna put as far as myself, man. I would say as far as discipline wise, I think that's one of my greatest assets.
Discipline.
Yeah. I'm kind of like you
Well,
in that sense. I really never let people influence the way that I think the decisions that I make and shit like that. Up until now, because I'm trying to get into something that I don't know anything about. So that's why I did my research and then I reached out to you.
well, I think you in a great opportunity. Well, I think you in a great space. Um, you to make some serious money. And I'm being honest with you, I think I told you this earlier. You know, in comparison to other people that call up, you have something that a lot of people don't. You got multitude of things that a lot of people don't that call up. You have a
Mm,
$70 an hour job. You have two vehicles. One of them you can sell and probably get 50, 60 grand for it. So combine maybe 75, 80, which means you have capital. Like, and you sitting up here asking me about quitting your $70 an hour job, keeping those cars parked to go fucking get in the
welcome.
box truck.
I mean, because I have the capital to purchase, that's why. But it's more to it than that. But I get what you're saying, though, man.
What's more to it, bro? I thought we went through everything already.
You're right.
Why? The freedom? You want the freedom? You gotta earn it, bro.
And I have no problem with earning.
All right. So you can. Here's the misconception that social media and influencers that mislead you online because they want you to buy into some fucking life coaching or some dumb shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can build financial freedom working a job. There was a whole generation that did it. You know what they were called? The baby boomers.
Baby boomers, huh?
So it doesn't mean that it still cannot be done today.
Mm-hmm.
It may be a little bit more difficult, but yet and still it can be done if you go about things the right way. Like, I'm not finna sit up here. I'm not the type of person that's gonna sit up here and sell you a dream because I haven't asked you for anything. I haven't sold you anything. I'm not, like I said, I'm a trucking influencer and I'm leading you away from trucking based on your situation. So as an older man, I'm gonna steer you in the right direction because I have no it's nothing. I'm not looking. Me and you will never talk again. More than likely, most people that call up, I never hear from again. They take the information, they run with it. Sometimes some people will come back and say, Mark, I did the opposite of what you told me. I came back to tell you I should have listened to you. Were right. Some people come up and say, man, I'm glad I listened to you. I'm well on my way. Some people DM me privately. I've had people that DM me privately and give me. So at the end of the day, it is. But most people I never hear from again. Right. So there, I'm like I'm not. There's nothing that you're giving me to warrant me to steer you in a specific. I'm just being straightforward and honest with you based off the information that you uh
Okay.
provided me. Yeah, what you provide me, like, there ain't no motherfucking way in the world. And I'm a trucking influencer. I know the landscape. No, I'm not doing it. Why? Because I know how to make money elsewhere, easier, less stress free. I don't have to depend on nobody. That's another variable. Nowadays, to make the freedom you want, you're gonna need people. If I don't have $100,000 liquid and I'm looking for freedom, then yes, I'm getting steered more towards this direction. But if I got a damn near $100,000 liquid,
Mm-hmm.
I have 100,000 fucking soldiers. If I don't have no soldiers, then yeah, let me go holler at Mark. Mark gonna give me direction. I'm gonna win because I'm gonna listen to everything Mark tell me. I'm gonna go thug it out in the box truck business because they got to get the 100. You got the 100. So there's things that are less riskier that you can make more money faster, and you don't have to depend on anybody. There's different variables.
I like that. Having to depend on people. I hate shit like that.
Okay,
Cause
you're not good.
you can't another man's mindset may not be yours. They may not want to get up and go to work like you do. They may not be willing to sacrifice like you want to do. So I hate depending on people too anyways.
Yeah. So that's. But in order to get to what you want to get to, ultimately, you're gonna need people. You can't do it by yourself. One truck is not gonna do it. Even if you take the one truck and you divest in your personal life and you lower your living cost, even with the cost of operating the truck, paying yourself to be able to live with the bare necessities, and then taking cash flow in the business and shit like that, and then taking a small percentage of that and investing into something, it's still
Hmm.
going to take a while because you only got one truck. So you're
Right.
investing a minute amount of money into something chasing that freedom, and that's going to take years, years with one truck, because now because you're dealing with smaller investments that have to blossom over years. Like Kenneth and them was begging me last month. I'm like, man, I got a play right now that I know you could make a lot. I wouldn't tell them, and I kind of regret not telling them because I'm like, but I don't, certain shit. I don't want people to. I'll be sure, but it could be that one time where I'm not sure. And sure
Right.
enough, I was right again. And I said now it was an open door. That shit went from like $3, $4 to 8. Like you could literally took that 100 and turned it into 2. But I'm telling you, I'm saying this now in hindsight because it's happened. But I'm giving you that as an example of just other things that you can do in a shorter time frame. And it could have just been as the click click.
Right.
$100,000 is 100,000 soldiers. Even if you diversify it, that's 100,000 soldiers working for you. You push them out, they go fight, they bring back more soldiers. Each soldier represents $1. If I got 100,000 soldiers ready to fight a war, every time you send them out, they going to war.
Right.
I need y'all to go take over that shit, bring me back more soldiers. When they bring back them soldiers, I'm gonna push them right back out. All
Now
right, I
you
need
got
y'all to
more
go over
soldiers to
there.
work with.
Listen, I'm gonna take 20,000 of y'all. I need y'all to run over there. I'm gonna take 10,000 of y'all. I need y'all to go right there. Yeah, the 20 I sent over there, man, we lost 5,000 soldiers today. But I sent another 20 over there and they made 5,000. I sent that 10 there, they made 2,000. that 10% over there, they lost 500. I'm diversified. Now the 5 I lost over there yesterday, I got 2,500 of them back the next day. And then over the course of, let's say, the next 30 to 60 days, I picked up another 3,000. So now that 20 then turned in let's say 25. All these soldiers working, they coming, I'm pushing them back out. Now that extra 5 I took, I left that 20 there. I took them extra 5, I sent them somewhere else. I don't want to see it, man. Let me we got extra 5. Y'all done took over 5. Y'all flipped 5. Send me them 5. Now I'm sending them 5, putting them somewhere else.
Mm. You playing a different game.
Then that 5 turned to y'all flip 5. So now my 510, y'all stay there. Boom, I'm gonna take them 5, send them somewhere else. Simultaneously, I'm still making 70. So the money that's out there working for me, I'm pushing more soldiers out there to work. I'm sending in reinforcements. So I brought home 7,000 this month. Shit, it only cost me X amount, let's say 3,000. I got 4,000. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep 1,000 in the kitty in the account. I'm putting 3 more thousand soldiers out there. Fuck, I'm gonna go do a goddamn it, nigga, boxy truck business. Now I'm on the load board, and there's nothing wrong with it. But at different places for different people based on where you at in your situation. This is what I'm telling you. I ain't never told nobody else this shit that's came up here because everybody's situation different.
Right.
Some motherfuckers, I'm not telling this. If a motherfucker come to me with $100 and you talking to me about a goddamn box truck business, why? I'm not gonna no. But if you got 20,000, 30,000, and you quitting your job at Chuck E. Cheese or whatever, and all right, yeah, I'm gonna tell you because it's the likelihood of you making more money if you do things correctly is going to be better in the box truck business than you working at Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
You don't have any soldiers. So the box truck business is going, if you do things correctly, it's going to get you the soldiers. And then in 5 years or 4 years, once you build up some soldiers, Mark, man, I'm still in the box truck business going, but I'm putting a little nest egg. I want to send some of these soldiers out. So now I get another stream of revenue. Now I'm using my money that's coming in and it's working for me.
Right.
Man, Mark, I did good. Year 2, 3, now this money working for me. I want to go buy a property. I'm going to go buy a 2 flat. I'm going to live in 1 unit. I'm going to rent the other unit out. Or 3 flat. Mark, I want to leverage this and I want to take the money from this that I'm leveraging this 3 flat to acquire another property. Everybody's situation different, pimp. So, this type of shit, I should charge motherfucker 10 grand for.
Man, you should though. Hey man, look. Wait on that. I got that invoice for you, man. I got you.
Yeah. All right, pimp. You got any more questions?
No, that's probably it, brother. I appreciate you for your time, man.
All right, man. Good luck.
Yes, yes, sir.
I'm curious to know what you do with them cars too. I want to see if you make the right decision.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.